I'm going to say this, and then I ain't going to say nothing else. Look here. It's hard to try and raise a horse in your mansion. It's hard to try and raise a pig in a mansion. Okay? It's hard to try and raise an alligator in a mansion. And you know why? Because a pig belongs in a pen, a horse belongs in a barn, and an alligator belongs in the water. They are out of their element. Okay? And a lot of us, and a whole lot of us have been through this. You trying to bring somebody in your life that doesn't match your life. In fact, they didn't live the life that you lived. They didn't have the things that you had. They didn't go into places that you have gone into. They haven't sat at the tables that you've sat at. But we bring them on in our lives anyway. And those same people that's on that come up, okay, because of you, okay, they eating foods they never ate before. They're going places they've never been before. They're getting backstage passes that they've never had before. They laughing and joking and talking to people they would never be able to talk to. Huh? They're in rooms that they will never be able to be in. Huh? They're in countries and seeing things they would never be able to see because they're on your come up. They on your time. Those people. And then as soon as y'all break up, here you all upset and tore up from the floor up after you done shown them a life that they would never see. Best thing that ever happened to them, right? You listen, let me tell you something. Those same people, that was on the come up on your life, let me tell you something. That same God that was there when you bought them, when you pulled them up to your world, is going to be that same God that's going to be there when they go back to their little world. Huh? Let me let you know something. I know a lot of relationships are give and take. Okay? All right, you might have the big house, the big car, the fine clothes, and I might just be a decent person. Okay? And because you are a decent person, I can bring you into my big my big life, my big house, my fine cars, and my nice clothes. I can bring you in to that world because you seem to be a halfway decent person. Help you get off papers because you was on papers one time. Help you get off papers. All child, help you have the things that you would never have. Help you do the things you would never do. You ain't been back to jail since you've been with me. You know those types of people that you be in these relationships with, right? But baby, as soon as you all break up, as soon as that your time ends, they go right back to doing what they did. They go right back to living the life that they live, honey. They're on the come up because of you. Let's be very clear. They're seeing things that they've never seen. They've done things that they'll never do. It's all because of you. So what you upset about? Because I can promise you 99.9% of the time, unless they were married to Michael Jordan or somebody like that, somebody with a whole boatload of money, then they'll take them to court and get half their money. You know, like a lot of these folk do, that they pulled them up from nothing and then they go and they get money and live the good life forever. I ain't talking about them folk. I'm talking about the folk that us regular folk pull up. Okay, regular ain't nobody regular, is it? But all of us, when you pulling somebody up into a lifestyle that they've never experienced, first of all, 9 times out of 10, they don't appreciate it. They don't appreciate it. They start arguments so they can go back to the ghetto and hang out with Nunu them. They start arguments, they cause problems because they bored. They bored of your lifestyle. Do they want your lifestyle? Do they want to be a part of your lifestyle? Absolutely. Absolutely. But they start arguments every chance they get, they run back over there so they can show off what your stuff. See, they run back home so they can show off your stuff. But let me tell you, so let me be very clear about something. Baby, they go right back to the low life that they lived after y'all done broke up. After y'all done, they go back right back. If you got them off papers, let me tell you something. When they go back home, when they go back to their lifestyle, they going right back on papers. If you kept them out of jail, not kept them out of jail, 'cause you can't control anybody. But if because they were with you and they tried to keep their nose clean and they stayed out of jail, let me tell you something. They going right back to jail once y'all break up. Huh? They going right back to eating hot dogs and pork and beans. Ain't nothing wrong with hot dogs and pork and beans, but the lifestyle that you bought in their world, they ain't seen no hot dogs and pork and beans. Do you understand me? So stop being so upset and so bewildered and so can't get yourself together over folk that you had to send back to the ghetto or that went back to the ghetto because they just couldn't stand. They couldn't deal with the beautiful life that you gave them. Some people get bored. Some people don't want that. Okay? So you don't have anything to do but be grateful for what you did bring in their life. They didn't want that life. You were with them for your reasons. Okay, so can't nobody use you because you there was something that they had that you wanted, right? And they were with you for your reasons. But when all is said and done, when you come in your street clothes, huh? And you come into my world and I put you in fine clothes and you drive fine cars and you live in nice houses. Understand this. You got to go back. I'm going to give you your street clothes for you to go back home in. Okay? Now I ain't gonna take nothing from you that you had. If you had nice clothes, you will be able to take them back. But guess what? You taking them back to that world that you were from. They taking those clothes back to that world they were from. So the clothes gonna end up smelling like smoke, the projects and dirt and all kinds of things. Not that everything from the projects smell crazy, but when I was a little girl, there was a smell, a scent that you had when you were in the projects. If you lived in the projects, most people had this scent, especially if people hung in and stayed in your house all the time. Y'all had roaches and the house won't that clean and things like that. You go back to that filth. You go back to that. So those fine clothes that you got them, child, let me tell you something. Them clothes gonna be soiled before you know it. Saw back with the smell that they used to. So you're gonna be sending them back in the clothes that they had anyway. The clothes that they came with. It's just like going to jail, child. You gotta take off your clothes, you gotta put everything and they lock everything up. And when you get out of jail, child, you get all the things that you came to jail with. Stop worrying yourself over folk, honey, that came up on you, that benefited off of you. Stop worrying yourself about those folk. Those folk don't mean you no good, honey. All that's gonna happen is what I say it is gonna happen. Those same folk that came up on your life will be those same folk that will go back down to their lives when y'all break up. Don't worry about it. Don't be too worried, huh? You did the best you could. You did the best you could, huh? And you ain't got nothing to feel bad about because things didn't work out, because they didn't do what they needed to do, didn't do what they were supposed to do. They just lived off of you for the time that they lived off of you and benefited off of you. Period. That's what it is, and that's the way it is. Have an amazing day.